When we prolong our out-of-body experiences, just the very act, you move away from your body. I teach a technique called awareness now. You bring as much awareness into that energy body as you can. It's your mantra, it's your chant, awareness now. My body's here, I'm over here, awareness now. Guess what happens? Our energy body begins, our arms and legs begin to dissolve away. The humanoid form dissolves away as we begin to become our true self. The entire humanoid form eventually dissolves away, and we become at first like a teardrop of consciousness, a globe of consciousness, and then a point of consciousness. Because this is what we are at our core. We're not gender-based, we're not matter-based. We are pure conscious awareness, or call it what you will, pure spirit. Spirit is no more a humanoid form than it is a bee or a bird. Soul or spirit is pure conscious awareness using various multitude of beautiful energy bodies to experience and explore this immense and beautiful reality we're in. Right now, all of us, as you sit here, you're extending your consciousness through the entire multi-dimensional universe to be listening to this message. Through multiple dimensions of thought, of energy, the astral, the etheric, all the way into the biological body. Right now, you're expanding your consciousness. It's part of the training that's part of the reason for being in a body. Right, it's far more interesting form of evolution we're into than what you're going to read in the books. We are far more exciting and amazing beings than my humble words can begin to express in my books even, because we're so much more than this. We're so much more than any form. Some of the Buddhists knew this when they talked about the bardos and going beyond the bardos. That's why they talk about going to the clear light, going to the void. Having the courage to go beyond form. It takes courage to do this. It takes courage to accept your true potential and then begin to express it. And it's exciting, immensely exciting. What are we? We are an immortal and highly creative non-physical species. And we mold our self-identity and our surroundings with our thoughts. Here, this is the epidermis of the universe, the thin outer crust. It's tiny compared to the other dimensions. Minuscule. You have no idea how tiny this thing is. Once you enter the other dimensions, they're immense. Levels upon levels. All those ideas of 7 and 11 are bull. It goes beyond anything our mind can comprehend, anything more than my mind can comprehend, certainly. It's immense. This is the epidermis, the outer crust of the universe. And when you have an OBE or near-death experience, you are entering into the substructure of the universe. That's why there's a tunnel. It's a membrane. Each energy dimension appears to be separated by a membrane. And that tunnel is a representation of the membrane that we're moving into. It's amazing. And we are all of this because we are a microcosm of the entire universe. Imagine, it's all us. We're not separated. We are it. It's, we are just so amazing. So what are the basics of non-physical reality? There's no air. There's no biological bodies. Let's grow up. The term heaven is almost childish. These realities are real. That's our true home. Let's look at it for the reality of what it is. There's no senses that we use now. There's no 5 physical senses. None of these things that we're used to. We have to learn the new rules of non-physical reality when you die and when you move inward, which is part of the problem. People don't know the rules, so they hover close to the physical. And this is, of course, what creates all these physical anomalies and hauntings. Why are loved ones hanging close? Because they haven't been instructed to go further inward into the universe. The universe has no linear time. There's no death. There's no aging. There's no molecular decay. None of these things exist. It's so exciting because this is us. Reality is molded by collective thought, individual and collective thought. That's what heaven is. It's a consensus collective reality of group minds that create and mold a form-based reality that people call heaven. Think of it. Does not this make sense? In a thought-responsive, subtle reality, the further inward we go into the universe, the more thought-responsive it becomes. It's incredibly exciting because we are the powerful creatures. We are the creative force. Thought energy. What controls your actions? What creates your heaven? Your thoughts. And this is what I detail as the thought, basically the energy principles of thought. Thought is a creative force. The less dense the environment or energy that surrounds you, the more creative and powerful, the faster the restructuring can occur by the focused power of your own thought. The effectiveness and speed which thought restructures any energy environment is determined by the intensity of the thought and the density of the energy it is acting upon. In what we call heaven, it is a subtle reality, and our thoughts can influence it, and the further inward we go, the easier, the faster this restructuring occurs. These are not theories. These are observational facts when you have an OBE. I want to stress this. I am not presenting theories here. This is what I and others have observed firsthand. Just quickly, the evolution. The evolution of soul is the evolution of consciousness. We are evolving through biological bodies. We're learning slowly, for most people, through trial and error. But we can accelerate our own evolution by the way that we learn to become multidimensional ourselves. There's choices to be made. We can settle for belief systems, or we can decide ourselves individually that I've had enough of being the pawn of beliefs, governments, whatever. I have the ability within myself to have my own profound spiritual experience and to accelerate my personal evolution. And I am not total, this is also, everything I'm saying here relates also to meditation. Yogis throughout the centuries have talked about this union and about these mystical experiences. Same applies. They're just using different semantics to describe it. Whether it be revelations, or whether it be the Quran, or whether it be yogis, or the Tibetan Book of the Dead, or the Egyptian Book of the Dead, they're all at their core referring to the same inner journey of consciousness. That is our journey. The more enlightened we become about our journey and our ability to impact our own progress, the more that we will advance through these, let's just say our evolution is accelerated.